The first question is like, we were looking for a new colleague here, and you've been sending your resume to everyone. What can we do to have the honor to receive that resume?
Oh, so I will send you a bunch of copies. I have a big stack, and I do have a printer behind me, so I just pump those out. They're flying off the shelves. So I will definitely, I might even sign a few for you, and then head them out your way, because I feel like that's what you got to do with a new resume and a new headshot. You've just got to bombard people with it and just get as many eyes on it as possible.
Yes, sounds perfect. And you've been pitching several ideas, manage teams, even to work with other peers. But Sonia Deville seemed to get ahead of you. Were you annoyed when she got the job and you didn't?
No, because Sonia Deville is a strong and powerful woman, and I would think twice before crossing her. And plus, I think she's doing a great job at it so far. I'm interested to see where she goes with that. So I'll just take a different direction and put some more feelers out to see what I would be able to offer on SmackDown.
Oh, that's good. And, recently you've been at the Royal Rumble, second time, your participation. Were you disappointed with the outcome?
Yeah, I would have liked to win. That was the goal, was to win the Royal Rumble and, punch that ticket to the main event of WrestleMania. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And I thought I had a good game plan too, trying to find a partner to enter the match with. Unfortunately, Billie and Julie did implode, and I was eliminated shortly after by the Riot Squad, which I'm still haven't received an apology for. So I'm still waiting on that. But yeah, a little bit devastated with the outcome for this year. But there's always next year. That's a great thing about the Royal Rumble. There's always a next one.
And there at the Royal Rumble, there was almost an iconic reunion. Obviously, you guys were tag champions. Would you like to go that route again, as a tag team, or, Peyton Royce is in a different space and you as well. How do you see that? Would you like to go tag team again?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. The Iconics and Peyton are so special to me. She's, my best friend. She's been with me on this journey since the beginning. And, just because we aren't a tag team anymore, we still text every day. I still see her all the time. I think for now, we need to be apart and just really kind of like find who we are on our own. It's all about evolving. It's all about, becoming a better version of yourself, the best version you can be. So I think we do need that time apart, but down the road, 100%, I would love for the Iconics to come back together eventually. When that would happen, I have no idea. At right now, I think we just both need to focus on, being a singles competitor.
And you guys did win the tag team titles at WrestleMania. How crazy was that? Having like a full stadium.
There are no words to describe that. It was such an emotional day, and all the hard work and sacrifice that we had gone through and kind of worked towards, it all came to that moment. Having a championship match at WrestleMania and then winning it. Not many people get to achieve that, so that was just like, I was so grateful that we were able to have that moment and that experience. And walking out and seeing 90,000 people just there, it was very overwhelming, in the best way possible though, and it's definitely an experience that I would never ever forget.
Yeah, and you and Peter aren't the only Australians in WWE at the moment. You got Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm. How far do you see this Aussie connection going in WWE this year?
There are so many talented Australians here in the WWE, and I'm so proud. I'm like, go Aussies. They're just men and women too. We have an influx of them at the moment, and it makes me so happy and so proud, because we all are so different. We all bring something different to the WWE, which I love, and I'm just excited to see what they can all do this year and next year and the year after that. I just love watching them as well. They're all absolute stars.
Yeah. And, you know, you guys, obviously in Australia, you have a very distinct accent. Has any WWE superstar in the locker room tried the Aussie accent and failed miserably?
Oh, everyone, absolutely everyone. Yes, we do have a very distinct, and there's different types of Australian accents. I think myself and I think Ria have the thickest Aussie accent. But even then, it's just, we're from different states, so it's a little bit different. But me, I do have a very thick Aussie accent, which I love. But yes, everyone tries to do an Australian accent. Everyone's tried at least once. Bless their hearts, no one has gotten it right yet. It's very tough to imitate, and most people tend to go British, and then it just goes downhill from there. So I'm still waiting for someone to do a nice Aussie accent.
No, anyway, I'm going to pitch an idea to you. We are on the road to WrestleMania. Obviously, you got your resume in hand as always. Why don't you try to pitch the idea to be the host of WrestleMania for this year? Two
Bam.
nights.
What a great idea. Yeah, for sure. It's 2 nights this year, you know. I think that's a very, very smart idea. It has crossed my mind too. So I definitely think I will see where that can take me. I would love to be the host of WrestleMania. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? The biggest show of the year, and we get 2 of them, like 2 nights. That would be incredible, and I would have so much fun doing that. So yeah, I love that idea. Let's see what happens with that.
Well, if you can host WrestleMania, if you could have a match, who would you like to face at WrestleMania?
Oh, I mean, I would have to say Sasha Banks. You know, she's the best on SmackDown. You know, she's the SmackDown Women's Champion. She's an incredible athlete, incredible superstar. I would definitely have to say her. I think being in the ring with her would be absolutely incredible. I think it would force me to like step up my game and try and be on her level, because she is just on top of her game right now. So yeah, definitely Sasha.
You made your debut in the video game WWE 2K18. Have you played much of the game? And when you play, if you play, do you play always with your character?
I do. I always pick myself. I do play every time it comes out. I always get a copy, always play it. I'm a big gamer in general, so I love video games. And it's pretty wild, and it's a very out of body experience when you can choose yourself in a game. It blows my mind every time. But yes, I always pick myself.
You said you're a gamer. What is your favorite game at the moment to play?
At the moment, I'm playing Spider-Man on PS5.
Yeah.
And I mean, the PS5 is just incredible. Spider-Man is such a good game. I'm like halfway through. And the music, the story, the graphics, everything's just like super crisp and really well done. So I mean, I'm enjoying that at the moment.
Cool. And, you know, I was reading that you grew up watching wrestling with your brother. What were yours and your brother's favorite wrestlers growing up?
Oh, mine was definitely The Rock. Anything that The Rock was in, I was there to watch it, and I was going to love it. He is the reason why I got into wrestling. He's that person for me. All my inspiration and motivation, just he's that for me. My brother loved Austin, Undertaker. He loved Triple H. He loved the Hardy Boys. It was very like in the heart of the Attitude Era. So they were some of his favorites. Yeah.
I know I shouldn't say this, but did you ever apply the rock bottom in your brother?
So but he used to do all the wrestling moves to me onto our trampoline. So I took numerous rock bottoms as a kid growing up, and choke slams and pile drivers and every move, pedigrees he would do. He would just beat me up. It was so much fun. In the moment, I was like, my big brother's beating me up. But now that I can think about it, it was such a special time for us. So yeah, very fond memories.
In school, you excelled at basketball. I'm just curious, what position did you play at basketball?
So when I was younger, I was a guard because I didn't really have a growth spurt till later on. So I was quite short up until about, I want to say like 16. And then I kind of had like my growth spurt. I'm not, above tall height. I'm 5'8", so I was kind of just like the standard basketball height. But as I grew up from like 16 to kind of 22, 23, I would play all positions, to be honest, just not point guard. But I loved being able to do any position that my coach put me in. So if it was like a 2, 3, or 4, or a 5, I would just go in there and just do whatever that they needed me to do for that team, because I loved rebounding and I loved playing defense on like post players. So a lot of the time I was playing defense on girls that were much taller than me, but they knew that I was a wrestler. So I loved that physicality of like, making sure they don't get the ball, boxing them out, getting rebounds. Like I loved that. So it definitely kind of helped now that I think about it. But yeah, I kind of played a multitude of positions over the years.
Yeah. And now that you're in the United States, do you follow the NBA as well? Do you have a favorite team?
I do follow the NBA. It's hard to have, I feel like it's hard to have a favorite team. I'm very much a LeBron fan. So wherever he goes, I'm like, okay, because they do change teams fairly often. And because I'm not from America, I don't have like a hometown team to go for. So I kind of stick to the players that I like to watch. And I mean, LeBron's the greatest player in the league. So I'm definitely a Lakers fan. But I feel like I've always been a Lakers fan too, because, when Kobe was in the team, loved it. Like I was a huge Kobe fan. So I've always had a soft spot for the Lakers.